After an injury, physical pain is often secondary to the disorientation caused by a cold and institutional system. The legal and insurance worlds treat people as units of throughput. They prioritize administrative speed, focusing on clearing case files rather than the individuals those files represent. This process relies on financial pressure. Insurance carriers frequently issue low-value settlement offers early, using aggressive deadlines to catch victims at their most vulnerable. This creates a void. You are left facing a system that has been refined over decades to benefit from your lack of information and resources. The primary challenge is this systemic isolation. It is an environment designed to make people accept less than their rightful value, simply because the path forward is kept opaque. Michael T. Yonke established Yonke Law to serve as a strategic partner for those navigating these high-stakes situations. The firm's doctrine is centered on representation, not transactions. It is built on the belief that every individual deserves a legible strategy and a visible path to resolution. The firm's monogram is a symbol of this advocacy. It depicts strength supporting vulnerability, a visual commitment to providing guidance when the system fails to provide it. This standard replaces the typical legal experience with a partnership focused on clarity and deliberate action. High-volume firms often settle cases by reflex. They optimize for their own internal efficiency, which often results in settlements that reflect convenience rather than value. Yonke Law operates on an outcome standard. Here, full preparation for trial is the default state of every case, regardless of how it eventually resolves. This chart shows the correlation between trial readiness and claim value. When a case is built to withstand a courtroom, its perceived value in negotiations changes significantly. This requires deep forensic work. The firm gathers physical evidence and interviews key witnesses, and uses economic analysis to document the full impact of the injury on your life and career. By preparing every case for a verdict, the firm creates the necessary leverage to demand an outcome that is rightful, not just fast. Once representation begins, the burden of communicating with insurers and defense teams shifts entirely to the lawyer. Trial readiness transforms the negotiation power dynamic. It signals to insurance carriers that the firm will proceed to a jury if an offer is insufficient. The firm acts as a barrier, protecting the person from corporate intimidation, while the legal team handles the technical execution of the claim. Real representation is defined by a willingness to go the distance. Without a credible threat of trial, a client's leverage is significantly diminished. A common complaint in law is the silent treatment, long periods where the client is left wondering if any progress is being made. Yonke Law uses a structured wayfinding tool to map the journey. It allows you to see exactly where your case sits within the 7-phase legal process. This flowchart illustrates how client sentiment is used to improve service. If a client feels uninformed or frustrated, that signal triggers a direct human response from the legal team. Every update is anchored by the 5 Ws. We ensure you know who is working on your case, what the next step is, and why it matters to your outcome. Visibility is treated as a fundamental responsibility. It ensures the person stays informed throughout the case, rather than feeling managed by a process they don't understand. The attorney's role is to translate legal complexity into understandable options, providing a source of calm during a difficult time. While the lawyer provides strategic advice and handles the litigation, the final decision to settle or go to trial always belongs to the person being represented. The chaos of the incident settles into a structured path, where uncertainty is replaced by consistent updates and organized resolution. Yonke Law sets a higher standard for legal representation, one defined by visibility, discipline, and a relentless pursuit of what is right.